You know, when I moved out to the country, when Clay and I got married, I noticed there were a lot of foxes. I don't think I've ever seen a fox before I moved out to the country. But today we're not going to talk about foxes. We're going to talk about wolves. Oh! I actually love wolves. It's something that I love. And I talked a little bit about shepherding lately. I talked a little bit about master gardening lately. But today we're going to talk a little bit about wolves. Do you know that when wolves attack, that they have a plan? What happens is the alpha dog, and I think it's his mate too, or another alpha dog, maybe it's the next one down, the beta. They kind of coach the other animals, meaning wolves, to attack an animal. What their goal is to get them on the run. They want those herd of animals, elephant, giraffe, whatever, to get on the run. Because once they get at that herd on the run, that's when they start their diabolical plan to start picking off the weak, the helpless, and those that they want to catch. Now, if you ever study wolves, it's pretty interesting because there's an alpha, there's usually an alpha female, there's a beta, and there's actually an omega, which is like the lowest dog in the pack. And there's actually like a rule that they have. Now, wolves can pick off animals pretty quickly if they are left to their own. I mean, they can, in a matter of a few years, if you just like have a bunch of wolves, they'll start picking off stuff like crazy, just because that's what they do. They're wolves. But they are a beautiful creature, and there's something that is actually necessary that God made to help with population of animals and such, kind of like the circle of life. I don't really know that much about the circle of life, but just meaning that, something dies, something's born, that type of thing, I guess is what I mean by that. But if you are a shepherd, and you might want to go look at my video on being a shepherd, you got to think about these shepherds. They had to be pretty strong because I'm talking like for every year and centuries, because they would actually, sometimes they would actually have to fight off these animals, a wolf or a bear or a lion. And it's pretty interesting when you think about the wolf and how they are sneaky and try to get into a herd of animals and to pick off, like I said, the weakest one. The thing that amazed me most about them is that they kind of like have a little communication with each other, and they'll even bring their little, tots or little pups, and maybe they won't be fighting in the battle, but they are there to train them. And I know that I have animals, and if you have animals, you've probably seen that the mother will train her babies. And it's kind of interesting to see because you don't really realize how much a mother animal trains her babies. That's why when you find orphan animals, it's really hard because they do get a lot from their mothers. But wolves, they work as a herd, and they pretty much have a leader, or I should say a pack, and they have their leaders and such. But I just thought that was really interesting about the wolves, how they work together and how they like to put their prey on the run. Like I said, they just like to put their prey on the run. So if you watch a nature show, you know, watch and see how they do that. They actually, that's their goal, is to get anything that they're chasing to get on the run. And then they start to surround them. The two strongest ones start to like get commands to the other ones and start attacking, and then they like surround them, and then there's just like no way they can get out of that wolf pack to get free. So there you go, guys. Just a little tidbit about wolves. I love wolves. So if you know anything about wolves, please share in the comments. I would love to learn as much as I can. It's just a creature that I absolutely love. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, and remember, big or small, you too can be a backyard farm.